Alright, in this video I will take you step by step as a beginner on how to understand Solscan so that you can analyze meme coins better and potentially get a 10 or 50 or 1000x meme coin. Okay, if you're already buying these different Solana trading or whatever, you probably already seen this thing called Solscan, where you can see your wallet, you can see what's in the money you have, and so on and so forth. Solscan is like a UI to see what's happening in the blockchain, but it's extremely useful because what's good about the blockchain is you can see everything. So no one can hide, no one can conceal anything. You can use just Solscan to analyze a trade before you put your hard-earned money inside, and hopefully you don't get rugged and you get something good. Okay, well, let's start from the beginning. First of all, let's look at the interface. And again, if you're more advanced, I will cover this in other parts of analyzing Solscan. Right now, I'm just going to keep it very simple for the pure beginners. Okay, so if you open your wallet address in Solscan, you see something like this. This is someone's wallet address. It's not my own, okay? I don't have this kind of money. This is crazy. But on the top, we can see the price of Solana, okay? The market cap, okay? We see all these other things. It's fine. But what we want to focus on is here. Up here, we can see the address of your wallet address. We can see the balance of Solana and the balance of tokens you hold. If you click here, it's give you more insights into your portfolio. What's the balance that you own of each of the tokens and the account address. Now, Solana is unique in the sense of everything is an account. Okay, what is an account is kind of basically everything is under this thing called an account, which is just an address that's assigned to store data. So in this case, this is the account address. This is the address of the account that stores data of your wallet and all that kind of stuff. And then in this case, these are the account addresses for representing the token that you own. So every token that you own has to have an account address that's unique to you. So if I have Bonk, I'm going to have my own account address for Bonk. So every token you own has a unique account address for you, and that account will store the data of that particular token. So in this case, you can see this is the account for this owner here, and he owns 4 billion Bonk, which you can also see is the same thing. And then this is the token address. So this is the actual token address of Bonk. Okay, so I don't want this to fly over your head. This is kind of stuff you have to understand about Solana and accounts. But just think of it as basically for every token, everybody who buys the token has their own unique token account address. And that token account address contains the data specific to that user. So you can see all the transactions that have occurred for Bonk specific to this owner 7BGKG. Okay, I hope that makes sense now. What's going on when we say accounts? So this is a token account, which is different from a general account, but it's still a token. And you can see we have this Solana balance here in the token account. This is something called rent. It's just something that you pay under the hood to Solana so they can keep the account open. And when your balance of the token is 0, you can close the account and get this money back. Usually a wallet provider would allow this. You can do this programmatically as well. Okay, I hope this kind of makes sense. So you can see transactions. You see this thing called the signature. Okay, what is a signature? It's just a bunch of letters put together just like your wallet address, but it's unique. It's a unique string that represents a transaction that has occurred. Okay, so This is a transaction. Let's click here. You can see it's pop up here. This is the full string. This signature, nobody else has this signature, only you. You're the only one that's been assigned this specific signature. This is the signer. Who's the signer? Well, it's like a bank, you know, you go to the bank, you sign in the check. Who's the signer? The signer is the owner of the account, or whoever is signed for this transaction to occur. In this case, it's the owner of the wallet. The owner of the wallet basically let's see here. Basically, we transfer from our account address. Remember, we have an account address that's different from our wallet address, to this guy. This is the bank's account address that stores the bank for the liquidity pool. I'll come back to that concept maybe later on. And then this guy sends to my USDC account address. Anyway, this is just a swap, and I get this money back. These are some instructions. We'll come to this later on, but you get the gist. That was just a transaction swap. You can see here we have errors. If you see this red thing here, it means that the swap, the transaction failed. It gives it says instruction 4. Again, I'm assuming you're a complete beginner here. I'm not going to go into the code or the developer stuff, but just know if you see a red, it means it failed. Okay, the block. I wouldn't go too much details, but blockchain, you know, if you know what a blockchain is, you should know what a block is. If you don't, then it's like the basic kind of stuff. The time of transaction, the instructions, and then by who, and the fee that was paid in Solana. I think this is quite self-explanatory. Sol transfers is transfer of Solana between accounts. And then SPL transfers is the transfer of an SPL, so it's a Solana token. And here we have a transfer of a Solana token. Obviously, plus means it comes in, and minus means it leaves the account. Okay, so far so good. So this is just navigating a wallet. This is your wallet address. I think this is pretty straightforward. Now let's go a bit deeper. Let's say you find a token you find interesting. Let's say you're on Dex Screener. Let's look at one of the popular ones, Catzilla. Okay, so you look at Catzilla. I will make a separate tutorial on how to use Dex Screener to find gems. But let's open the Catzilla token. So now we're in Solscan, and we can see the token address for Catzilla. This is the UI for the token address. You can see the current supply. Supply means when the developer created this token, how many units did they create that you can buy. So obviously you cannot control more than this supply, so this supply is distributed across many holders. If you click on holders, you can see Radium account controls 3.5% of this 1 billion, and these other users control, you can see 30 million, it's at 3%, and so on and so forth. So all the users of the token own a certain percentage of the supply. And you can see, as I tried to teach you before, these are the accounts, this is the owner, and this is the token account, which is just a unique address owned by the owner that contains this particular token. Okay, hope that makes sense based on the previous explanation I give. Okay, So we can see the website, the Telegram, the Twitter. I'm not going to go into too much detail about, how to analyze a website or the Twitter. I think a lot of it's kind of common sense. If you go on the Twitter and it's kind of just posting pump, 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 and it's not posting any, funny meme, something make you laugh. Or if you go on the Telegram and it's all pump, 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 and nothing special, or you go on the website look crap, or the website's cheap, then maybe not a good shout. But I'll cover that different video. For now, we just focus on Solscan. Okay. On a program, this is just saying, don't worry about this. This all developer stuff is owned by the token program. Obviously, the token name, the token address, decimals, and so on. Here we can see the transfers of the token from to, and Radium is, if you already use the UI, Radium is the middleman, ensuring that the swaps are going between Solana and the token. We can see, if you go to markets, you can see it's mostly Radium. Okay, when we click on metadata, this is interesting. When the developer create this token, they have to provide the metadata, which will be stored on chain. Metadata is just information about the token. So you can see here the developer created it on this platform called dexlab.space. We can see the Telegram, we can see the Twitter, we can see the website, all these things we saw up here. Description, image, we can see the image of the token. And then we can see the update authority. Update authority is the same as the owner, the person who created the token. What I like to do when I open a token Solscan, I like to take this, I copy this because I want to see what this creator has been up to. Is he been up to no good? I put this inside here. Let's go check out the creator of the token. What have you been up to, my friend? Okay. So next you want to click on SPL transfers. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's look at the history of this token. So developer minted 1 billion Catzilla. He created 1 billion. Let's open this. I'll take you step by step. So developer, he transferred 0.15 to mint. Mint means to create. This is the beginning phases. This is the developer in the beginning phases. He's creating the token. He's creating 1 billion cats. Okay. So far so good. That's what has happened. He's created 1 billion cats. At this point, the token is not tradable. All the developer has at this point is just 1 billion cats. Okay. Now the developer creates a liquidity pool. Now, I don't know how deep to go inside this because liquidity pool is very generic concept across DeFi. I recommend you watch some video, very simple video about liquidity pool and how automated market maker work and all that kind of stuff. All I say for now is liquidity pool, just think of it as you put in some supply of your token and you pair it with some supply of another token and you allow the users to trade between two of them. Obviously in this case, he put in 970 million of cats to pair with 8 Solana, and that's the starting liquidity pool. And obviously as people trade back and forth, the liquidity changes. So I'll not say too much about this. I don't want to confuse you, but for now I highly recommend you go check out some resources on liquidity pool, creation of liquidity pool. Even Radium has documents liquidity pool. This is basics of DeFi. But then what you can see here very quickly, and this is what I like to do. I want to see, okay, the developers put 8 Solana. That's commitment, because 8 Solana now is like $1,600. So if a developer gonna put that kind of money inside, they're probably serious. It's not all the time, but most of the time they're a bit more serious than the one that's gonna go put 2 Solana. or 0.5 or 1 Solana, because that, like, you're very cheap. Also, the less the liquidity put inside the pool, say if somebody put 1 Solana, then it's not stable, because then when people buy, it's just gonna spike up and down, and also it makes it easy for people to just buy early and steal a lot of supply. So I like to see a minimum of 4 Solana, at least 4 Solana. I mean 3 maybe, but 4 Solana minimum. So this is looking good so far. Then you see 970 million cats is added to the liquidity pool. Remember, the owner owned 1 billion cats. So you don't, when you create the liquidity pool, you just put in a portion of what the supply you own. You don't have to put in all the 1 billion. A lot of developers keep some of the supply for themselves because they want to spend some of it, sell some of it for marketing or pay their team, all that kind of stuff. A lot of times, unfortunately, they keep the supply because they want to dump and then go away. So you have to be careful here. This guy seems to put a lot inside the LP, which is very good, because he's put like 97% in the LP. That means he's only keeping 3% for himself. So that's very good, because most developers be keeping like 30%, 40, 50, some of them even 60% for themselves. So this guy is doing good. So when you create a liquidity pool, you create liquidity pool tokens. These are the liquidity pool tokens that are created from creating this liquidity pool. And what the liquidity pool tokens just like represents the ownership of the liquidity pool that people are going to use to trade. And you know, if you ever buy token and you experience a rug pull, that somebody just, you see pump and it just goes all the way down, it's because developers basically take this liquidity token and they allow people to trade, and then they sell the liquidity token. So just because they mint the liquidity token, developer can do whatever they want with liquidity tokens. So I teach you later on, but that's why you want to make sure the developer has burned the liquidity token so that they cannot sell the liquidity token, so you're a little bit more safe. Okay, so this is all what's happening here. Again, I'll not go too much deep inside this stuff here, because I'll cover this in the more advanced videos, what's going on here. But this is what happened in a nutshell. Okay, so we created the 1 billion, then we added the liquidity pool. We got this liquidity pool tokens, and then here we burn the liquidity pool. Okay, we burn the liquidity pool. Where's the burn? Give me a second. Okay, developer burn the liquidity pool. What does it mean to burn? Okay, remember, we're owning these liquidity pool tokens. So we take the liquidity pool tokens and we send them to an account that burns them. Okay, so what to burn means, like, you renounce ownership. It's like saying, hey, I don't want to own these tokens I don't want to have authority over these tokens anymore. I don't want to have the ability anymore to swap these tokens or to rug pull with these tokens. That's why in the deck screener you see here, it says total locked liquidity. You can see that developers burned a lot of the tokens, burned the liquidity pool supply. So when you say total locked liquidity, it's just what percentage of the liquidity pool tokens has the developer burned. Because when they burn it, they can never ever go back. So if I created this, remember he created this with 8 Solana. Well, when he does this, all that money he used to create it is gone. He can no longer take that liquidity pool token and swap that token to get his money back. he's renouncing ownership. And so this is what people like to see, because it creates a sense of security, because then you don't end up in a situation like this I show you, which is so common these days. It's disgusting. Is why I created this channel. But what is this? You know, somebody does a rug pull, he removes the liquidity pool, and you end up with this. You lose all your money. Maybe you put $10 and you can only sell for 0.01. So you always want to make sure that at least the token is burned. The token is being renounced, so developer cannot rug pull. Now, I have other video. I think I shared the video. I talk about other strategies developers use to rug pull. Just because they burn, it's not guaranteed. They have other very clever, tricky ways, but at least you can eliminate over 50% of rugs, of people stealing your money, if you just wait for this to be done. Okay, so this is now I show you. So what this strategy, very quickly you can click this eye. You don't even have to go inside. You can see, okay, you know, it created the mint, and you can see, okay, radiant pool, and I can look here. I can quickly, I don't need to click and go inside. So at first glance, if I see this kind of thing, I say, okay, this looks good. Let me give you another example. Let's go pick another random token. Let's try and analyze it, and let's see what happened. Okay. Again, I will create separate video on how to use Dex Screener to find gems. Let's look at this guy, Prague. Okay, so first thing you want to do is let's get the token. Let's open the token. I can see supply is 1 billion. We look at the holders. Okay, radium control 45%. This guy has 10% of supply. Okay, it's a bit of a red flag. This guy 9% of supply, also a red flag. It's okay. We just scan through real quick. We go to metadata, we get the authority. Let's see what the dev has been up to. Okay, in this Prey. Okay, I click on SPL transfers. Okay, so he minted 1 billion. He created LP with 900 million. That means he's holding 100 million here. So developer hold 10% of supply. He create the LP. How much he create the LP for? 5 Solana, not bad. Okay, that's about $1,000. And then here developer burn the LP. Okay, so far looking good. Let's see. There was a bit of a pump and dump in the beginning. I have my suspicion why that happened. Let me go back a little bit. Let's check that. Because I like to check on, of course, I was correct, because it looks like somebody bought a lot early and dumped a lot. So it looked like maybe developer sniped the supply. Developer sniped his own supply. Now he control, what's this, 499. So developer snipe control 500. 50% of supply. So he tricked me here, because I thought he only contained or only hold 10%. But now I see he actually hold 50%, but he sold everything now. So now he don't hold the 50%. And this guy, I don't know. But anyway, that's what happened in the beginning. That's what caused the pump and dump. This thing is looking a bit dead. To be honest with you, it's looking a bit dead. But that's just a quick analysis on the token. Let's try another token. Let's see another one. Just have to be very careful with these guys. It's dangerous. But I'm just trying to show you, using Solscan and all of that. This one is already burned, so it's looking good. I changed to 1 minute. Okay, yeah, a bit of a pump, already 30x, maybe a bit dangerous. It could come back down. Let's just look at the Solscan. So this is a token called Circus, 700 million website. Okay, looking good. We go to holders. Okay, radium 11%. Okay, distribution is okay. Normally, you know, I think you're looking for low numbers. Yeah, there's no science to this stuff. Obviously, if you see one person controlling 20% of supply, that's like dangerous, you know. But anything under 10%, you know, you're looking for low figures across ownership. Okay, developer, what are you up to? Sometimes you can even look here, developer, you can see that they have a history of logging. That way, you know, it's a bit suspicious. Okay. All right. So here he 418 million. But that's not the full supply. So what's going on, my friend? What are you doing? It look like this developer's up to funny business, huh? Okay. Yeah, that's the full supply, and then he sent this to another wallet. Okay, when you see transfer from, he's transferring from himself to his other wallet, and he's transferring, let's say 27867,678 over this one, 30% of supply. Okay, so developer has transferred away 30% of supply to another wallet. Maybe he doesn't want you to know that he controls 30%, because let's say he keeps it in his wallet, you can see it would be obvious. This is another trick a lot of developers do, is they send it away to another wallet so you don't even realize that he's controlling 30% of supply in a different wallet. Okay, so at this point, I know he controls 30% of supply. This figure is trying to deceive me. I just clicked in transaction. I saw what happened. Okay, now developer create the LP pool. Okay, developer create LP pool with 5 Solana. Okay, not bad. Not bad. 5 times 200, around 1,000. Okay, not bad. And then he burned it. He burned supply. Okay, but, my friend, remember, when he put this inside here, this is not all the tokens he owns. He transferred some of that supply, 30% to this guy. Okay. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Okay, this is his other wallet. Let's see. I show you what's going on. Okay, see, you see what I said? So he received the tokens and he started to dump the tokens. Okay, you can open it here. First of all, he sell for, oh, I didn't sell. He transferred to other wallets. Oh my God. These people are, okay, so you see, now he says, okay, I tell you why. Okay, think about it for a second. If you control 30% of supply, it's very obvious, right? People can go and look in the holders, or they go bird's eye or whatever, and then there's a red flag, or you use route checker or whatever, and there's a red flag. It says, oh, one person holding 30% of supply. Okay, so what do developers do? They know that they want to trick you. They want you to think that the tokens been evenly distributed. So the developer is going to do this. He's going to transfer to many wallets different portions. So maybe this one is like 2% of supply, or 2%, or 1%, or 1%, or 1%. And then you have illusion. You think that this token is evenly distributed. It's not necessarily the case. So let's look at one of the token wallet addresses he transferred to. And let's see. Okay. This is very interesting. Okay. I want you to guess what is going on here. I see buying and selling and buying and selling and buying and selling. What do you think is going on here? I give 2 seconds. If you can figure out, why would a developer be buying and selling and buying and selling and buying and selling with the same wallet? Is to paint the chart. They're trying to manipulate the chart. They're trying to trick you to come inside by pretending there is buying and selling going on. This is a common manipulation tactic. It's called wash trading. There's buying and selling and buying and selling from the same wallet. Okay. I didn't expect to see that, but hey, these are the things these people are doing. So the job of this wallet is to do the buying and selling. You can see here, plus means in, minus out. He's buying, let's see here, and he's selling. Buying and selling and buying and selling. Okay, let's look at another wallet address. Okay, this guy is pretty straightforward. He received the tokens, he dumped the tokens, and of course we can see historically this developer has used the same wallet for other tokens he's created. Developers are lazy, okay? They don't want to create new tokens and create new fresh wallets. They want to have the same wallets they use for all their tokens to do the same pumping and dumping and whatever. So this guy received the tokens for free, and then he dumped all the tokens for 5 Solana. Okay. So if you don't understand how to use this stuff, you would think, you would look in the chart, yeah? You would see one person sell for 159 or whatever, and then you would say to yourself, okay, it's just one person. Not realizing this is one of maybe 30 wallets the developer is holding. So by the time developer sells 200 here, 500 here, 500 here, and does 30 times, he's walk away with $15,000. Okay, this is how they dump in your head. You don't even realize what's going on. At the same time, they're pretending they're trading and up and down, and they're pumping their own charts and making you FOMO inside. I hate these scammers so much. That's why I make this channel, because they scamming and scamming and scamming. They're bringing people in through this Solana thing, and the truth is not too many people making money. It's just a lot of insider scamming going on. So I hope we can prevent this stuff from happening. It's very annoying. Okay, so you get the point. You can see when you open, it's transferring from and to, and these are all the wallet addresses you can open and investigate with all the things we discussed, but you get the gist of the strategies that these guys are doing. It's disgusting. Okay. Okay, one more thing I'll show you before we wrap up this session. When you're in a deck screener or any other viewer, there's 2 addresses. Obviously, we have the token address. This is the address to represent the token. But we have the pair address. If you click Open Block Explorer, we look at a pair address. A pair address is just another address that stores data information, but instead of just data information about that specific token, it stores data information about the liquidity pool. I'll show you a better example because this one is not so great. Let's look at the popular one, which is a GameStop. Okay. So you can see here, this is the pool ID. The pool ID is an address. Remember, account in Solana is just a way to store data. Okay, and so this is the account of the pool, the information about the liquidity pool. Okay, we can see how much GME is in the pool, how much Solana is in the pool, what is the total value locked, what is the volume, the fees, and so on and so forth. And here we can see the trading, the back and forth trading between the token and Solana and back and forth. Okay, this is different from if you just go to the token address page where you just see only information about the token and not the pool. That is the combination of the 2 of them. So this is just something else you can check out. You can see the trades going on. So if you click here, we can see a swap. This is the owner of the wallet, and he is swapping GME to Sol. So he's swapping this amount to 5 Solana. We close the token account usually because, like I said, when you create a token account to store a token, and when that token account is empty, remember when you create the token account, you gave Solana, maybe like 0.002 or whatever. So when we close the token account, we redeem back the Solana we used to create the token. This is again usually done for you behind the scenes, you don't realize. And these are the instructions, okay? So I'm not gonna go into all the instructions right now. That's going to be in follow-up video, part 2. But this is more like a beginner tutorial. You know, navigating Solscan. This is all you really need to know. How to look at the signer address, how to look at transaction signatures, how to know what the supply is, and all this kind of stuff would help you to quickly navigate and figure out what's going on. But I advise just to be careful. Do not spend more than you can lose. Do not get arrogant. These developers are extremely crafty. Okay? And keep learning, keep practicing, and keep sniping. Goodbye.